Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Rahul, if I say that Indian parliamentary democracy is declining, what would be your response?
Sir, I would partially agree to the statement in terms of the less hours of discussions in the parliament, bills being passed by Guliton and not discussion, and the frequent walkouts and the sessions being washed out by the opposition. So, in that sense, yes, the quality of parliamentary debates and discussion has declined. Although I would say ki, the voter turnout ratio has increased compared to the past 1990s 2000. We have almost 65% of people voting in the process. So in that way, Indian democracy has been growing a lot through participation.
Can you also tell me how come the democracy survived in India and failed to take roots in almost all its neighbors?
Sir, to the first part of the question, why democracy in India has survived, I would say if I could point to one reason, it would be the vision of the forefathers of our constitution making, people who made our constitution. Because of the checks and balances they provided amongst all the three, legislative, executive, judiciary, and through Articles 324 and Independent Election Commission and the process, we created a trust in democracy, and also the initial governments and leaders, visionaries of that time, Honorable Nehru and leaders of 1950s and 60s, through their governance models, they won the trust of the people and ensured that democracy will function to ensure that redistribution happens to even the last of the society. Sir, answering your second part of the question as to why neighbors of India could not have a sustained democratic model, like Myanmar has a military regime or even Sri Lanka. To that, I would also point that their constitution and Pakistan who
part of the same.
Yes, sir.
You know.
The same rationale applies to them. The constitution which they adopted did not have an inclusive and sustainable agenda to include every part of the society, treating with equality every part of the society. For example, Hindus and minorities in Pakistan, or in Sri Lanka we had the Jaffna issue.
But is that the reason for the failure of democracy in Pakistan? That's my question.
Sir, in the current scenario, that is not the prime reason, although it is one of the legacy reasons why there is a mistrust there is a governance deficit in Pakistan. Current situation in Pakistan is a combination of their internal policies, the interference of army in the day-to-day governance, as well as the China's debt trap diplomacy through their Belt and Road initiatives, which has also led to worsening of their balance of payment crisis.
Okay, thank you.
Rahul,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell me what is phishing?
With related to cyber.
Yes.
Phishing attack refers to a cybersecurity mechanism in which the spammer sends a link, a malicious link through an email or a message, and on clicking that, although the message seems harmless, but on clicking the link, the personal data, etc., would be shared with the spammer.
Rahul, how can we address this problem of cyber frauds?
Ma'am, we can tackle this cyber frauds through three-pillared mechanism. One is through technology, installing cyberware bots, anti-malware bots like the Suraksha app of the government. Second is sensitizing the people through campaigns, through ads, through YouTube videos and spreading so that people do not click. And third would be to create institutions like CERT-In or NIC CERT, like bodies which regulate this sector so that more and more of, since this sector should be dealt in a light touch regulation, this telecommunication. So institutes of governance should be strengthened to deal with these cases through along with acts such as IT Act, etc.
Since we're talking about telecommunication, what kind of market does telecom sector have? Is it monopoly? Is it oligopoly? Is it perfectly competitive? What kind of market is it?
Ma'am, I'm not sure of the name, but it is dominated by 2 or 3 players. So is it? I guess it is oligopoly. I'm not sure of it.
All right. Do you